Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Money Matters Top Tips for Success, where each and every day I bring on new business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and have them share their top tips for success with you. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Edwin Choi on the line, and this is a very special Reunion 2020 episode. So for those of you who are listening for the first time, don't know what that is, that's when I bring on a guest that I've had on in the past, and I just had to keep talking to him some more. We ran out of time, so I'm bringing him back. So Edwin, welcome to the show.
Hey, glad to be here.
So Edwin is the founder of JetFuel Agency. So Edwin, I don't want to assume that everybody listened to your first episode. So let's just start off to set the ground with you telling us a little bit more about what you're doing at JetFuel Agency.
Yeah, JetFuel Agency is a performance marketing agency. We specialize in paid media marketing, so Facebook ads and Google ads for e-commerce companies. And we specialize in e-com companies ranging between $5 and $50 million in annual rev.
So I know you have some interesting things coming up this year, and so I just want to get right into that. Let's talk about this. You're launching a new email marketing service. So tell us more about that.
Yeah. So in 2019, we had a great year. We have some fantastic clients and partners. We really spent a lot of time growing our team as well and training them up, leveling them up in terms of their skill set. But something that kept coming up was there seemed to be a little bit of a white space in the email marketing arena. So there's a lot of agencies out there that'll write your copy, they'll do your creative, they can create beautiful looking emails. There are some companies that do some sort of strategy, but there really wasn't agencies that we found that did all of that together well and also manage really large lists. Think about email subscriber lists of 1 million subs or more. So that's where, we thought that there was an opportunity that, like with some of our prior clients that we helped them out, not only do we handle all the creative, copy, testing, do all of that end to end, but also we have the strategies in place to help our clients grow their lifetime values of their customers, to do cohort analysis, to do advanced segmentation and personalization, and that's really the fun stuff for us. So we're excited to launch that in 2020.
Let's talk a little bit more about the importance of email, because I think email is so underrated right now. And I'll give you an example. I'm going to pick on myself. I was told, I don't know how long ago, to put up some type of capture page or something on our website, and all I have to do is send an email to get it done, and I still haven't done it, and you just reminded me, like literally on this conversation with you. So I'm literally losing traffic, and I'm losing the opportunity to gain following and all these other things because I didn't I didn't send an email, which I just made a note as you were talking. I'm going to send the email after this, but I didn't do it. And why? It's because it's not front of mind. Social media, all these other things get all of the attention, and they get all of the, it's what's in front of us all day. So we'll figure that out all day, right? Because we have to. But email just takes the back burner. So from your standpoint, let's talk a little bit more about the importance of email.
Yeah. Well, as you know, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google search, all that is becoming increasingly expensive every year. So it becomes harder and harder for companies to get the ROI that they need through paid media. Email is a really cost-effective way to reach the audience that you built over time and then engage with them on a one-to-one basis, right? So what I mean by that is that with a lot of the segmentation capabilities that emails now have, you can now find out what someone's interests are, what is the product that they lost purchase, what are they more likely to purchase in the future, and based on that, send them an email that's personalized just for them. And in this day and age of online marketing where there's a lot of noise, having that really personalized message in your inbox, it almost sounds like someone wrote and designed that email only for you. That goes a long way. I mean, that piques people's interest, that keeps them engaged. And then a lot of what email marketers are doing nowadays is evolving as well, right? So a lot of the same email strategies we use also applies to things like Facebook Messenger, right? Which I see it as just a more evolved form of email and one-on-one communication. Same thing for SMS campaigns. We see some tremendous success with platforms like Attentive, and then getting that one-to-one connection with customers through a text message. And then those things are really hard to ignore because we're all glued to our phones, and having that notification badge for Facebook Messenger or SMS, that's a good opportunity for us to chat a little bit more with the customer and then have a good relationship with them.
So I happen to know that there's a lot of people out there that have large lists that have never even emailed their clients, whether it's they're a commerce brand that maybe it's a brick and mortar that they've had this email list out there for 10 years. And at first it started out as, let's call it a newsletter, because what it originally was for them. And they've never even really considered warming up or technically or re-emailing the list, or they're still on that just basic, if we're lucky, schedule of a couple of newsletters a year. What kind of advice would you give to that person that's listening to this right now that are thinking, well, we've never actually looked at our email as a monetary source. We just send out or a way to get feedback from our clients or anything. We just send out maybe a very basic newsletter whenever we get around to it. What kind of advice would you give to them to reframing their thought process around how they look at that email list?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the first piece of advice I would give is make sure you take advantage of your existing site traffic as much as possible, right? So let's say you have a site, let's say you have, let's say 1,000 visitors a day hit your site.
That one's for me, right, Edwin? So collect the emails. Thank you. Okay, first one's to me. No, I'll take it. I'll take that little, I'm jab.
Singling you out.
Go ahead, finish. I had to because it hurt.
So, obviously not all 1,000 people are going to do what you want them to do, right? Some of them will make a purchase, but a vast majority will not. So the question is, what is the opportunity looking like for those visitors to enter their email? Do you have a really compelling pop-up, interest pop-up? Do you have a very compelling exit pop-up? Do you have a good reason for them to join your list, right? Are you saying that, okay, once you join the list, do you have great content? Do you have exclusive giveaways or sweepstakes? Do you have discounts? What is the value of someone submitting their email and then giving that piece of information to you? What are they getting in return? So making sure that offer is really strong, and then having the correct site-wide elements at every page on your site, whether that be a site-wide element like a footer or a pop-up, making sure that all that's working to make sure your list is growing at a good pace and is looking nice and strong. I would say that's number one. And then number two, if you already are sending a couple newsletters here and there, take a look to see in your platform what type of content they're resonating with. So maybe you have, let's say you own a shoe store, and maybe one of your emails, you're chatting about how to best take care of your shoes and help the longevity of the shoes you just purchased. Maybe the open rate for that is 3 times higher than any other email you've ever sent. That gives you a signal. You know that that's the content that people are resonating with. And that means not only should you send more emails like that, you should have more content like that on your own site, maybe on your blog, or maybe in your advertising, you could start talking about that, right? Because email is a really good signal, right? It has really good feedback from customers. They choose to open or not open, click or not click. It's a really good data point for you to look at.
Man, I love that. Those are all great tips, Edwin. Glad I invited you back despite the jab on my site, because my site does not have an entrance, a pop-up, or an exit one, and we do have lots of great things to give away that I never talk about there. I only talk about on social media, so go figure. I'm going to work on it. Thank you, Edwin. But that being said, if somebody's listening to this right now and they want to learn more about Jet Fuel Agency or to connect them, what's the best way for them to reach out?
Yeah, the best way is to go to www.jetfuel.agency. You could reach out to us there. And then if you want to find me on LinkedIn, I'm Edwin Choi on LinkedIn, and you'll find me under Jet Fuel Agency.
Perfect. Well, hey, Edwin, really appreciate you coming on the show today and telling us more about your background, all the great work you're doing at Jet Fuel Agency, and also about the awesome new email product that you just launched. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store, share this with your friends, your family, your colleagues. I mean, do all those great things we do to support our podcasters. I really do appreciate it. And Edwin, thanks again for coming on the show.